evening, freaks. I'm here to give Aquarius a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And we're going to dive into the What's on Deck in February series. Aquarius, you're first out the gate for this one because it is your solar return. So happy birthday to all of the Aquariuses out here. Where on BroadCoven, when it's your birthday month, you get to be front in line for all the new reads that get introduced that month. So it's your time. Wishing you many blessings as you take your next trip around the sun. We're going to be doing a zodiac wheel spread where we're going to look at 12 different areas of life and what's coming up for you so you can have a comprehensive view of what February has in store for you. This is for all significant Aquarius placements: Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. We're also throwing Pluto in the mix because there's some really important action going on with Pluto in Aquarius right now. So that is definitely factoring in and will be for quite a while. So we're just going to have that as a standard here for the time being. All right. And also, if you have a loaded 11th house, so stellium, 3 or more planets in that 11th house or one of those significant placements, like I mentioned, this may speak very strongly for you. Do be aware that this is a collective read. So not every message will be for you, but if you tap into the overarching themes, you'll understand how what is coming through is speaking to you and your situation. Above all else, please listen to your intuition. You know your life better than anyone else. So flip-flop roles as you need to, swap genders as you have to. You know who it's talking about, okay? And cross-watcher energy definitely comes into these reads. Right off the bat, I just want to say that I did get a download for you that you've been worried about something. You've really had something on your mind. You may have even had trouble sleeping because you've been in your head about this a bit. This could be in relation to a past love or somebody you've had some kind of falling out with. Maybe there's some concerns that are still hanging over you in regard to this person. I think that there's just a lot that you're processing around this, and some of it to me feels like old pain, old emotions that you never really let yourself fully process, and so you're in this space of kind of letting go, but might be feeling a little anxious, might be having some trouble with insomnia. This is kind of front and center. I believe that this is somebody that either you blocked or they blocked you. Okay. I feel like your energy kind of came out a little bit in the shadow around this person. And when I say that, I mean that the person probably took you deep into your shadow. I think there is a reason why you felt like you needed to block this energy off. I have more the sense that you blocked this energy off and that maybe the other party felt you were a little bit harsh in the way you went about that. And at the same time, you felt like it was really necessary. So this is kind of like the initial download coming in front and center. I think this is sort of at the forefront of your consciousness as we head into February. And it's kind of interesting because, this month we have Valentine's Day. And so love tends to be front and center on people's minds. So maybe this is something that you're thinking about, you're just kind of looking back at your connections, your love relationships in the past, people that you're no longer really connected to, and you're having a look at how some of those things played out. And I think that you're sort of releasing some old pent-up emotions around this. You are the only sign that I have pulled these cards out for in a long time. This is my wild card deck. It's 2 decks, 2 bicycle playing card decks. Usually I pull these out when it's just real straightforward, no BS, like we're just going to get down to what's going on. We're not going to put any kind of, pretty spin on anything. I normally never do anyway, but it's just that these cards are a little bit more like to the point, I really like to work with these. They bring a little bit of attitude forward. So I feel like this is very much in your energy signature in February. Maybe you got a little attitude you're bringing forward. Maybe there's something you feel really strongly about and you feel like you have to stand in that place of conviction and, not take any shit from anybody. This kind of coming through front and center. I also think you have some blunt truth to tell. And sometimes when you have blunt truth to speak, people can take it offensively. And it's not even meant that way. It's just, this is what it is. I don't feel a need to dress it up any other way. All right. Bottom of the deck energy. You potentially could be dealing with a fire sign energy, or you could have fire strongly aspected in your chart. This would be an energy I think that you would consider to be kind of like a player energy. It is coming up in the shadow. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right. This is the hidden bicycle deck. The other one I'm using is the Archangel bicycle deck. So one holds the shadow, the other holds the light, because we're both, you know, and so it helps to know kind of what we're operating with here. So this is sort of the basis of the matter. You might even be considering, just because of that initial download, you might be kind of tempted to move forward with something that's maybe it's diving a little bit into that devil energy a little bit, you know. This may have to do with somebody that you feel really put a big burden on you. They caused you a lot of stress, a lot of upset. They kept you in the dark a lot. You never knew what was coming with them, you know. I do feel that there's been a moving away from this energy. And I do feel like this is the energy that was kind of coming in with that initial download. There's a lot of heartache around this, okay? And I say that because I'm just looking at the basis of the matter here before we actually even get into the shuffling and the spread. We got that Jack of Clubs to the 10 of Clubs to the 6 of Spades to the 8 of Clubs to the 5 of Hearts. And that's coming up in the shadow. There's a lot here to support. Kind of moving away from this energy is actually, you know, in your best interest, with the 10 of Clubs to the 6 of Spades to the 8 of Clubs coming up in the light aspect. That's giving you the key to how best move beyond this stuff, you know. The further away you get from this situation, the less burdened you're going to feel, you know. The more you just let it go, give up the grudge, the better off you're going to be. There's a real need to give up the ghost in this situation. I do think that somebody is going to reach out to you. It could be this fire sign. I think this person played you in the past. You might be tempted to sort of like lure them in so you can like flip the tables on them, you know, give them a taste of their own medicine, so to speak. I gotta call it as I see it. I'm getting a bit of kind of like hit it and quit it energy, you know, just to sort of like, it's a really kind of like ego gratification thing, but just to sort of like put them in their place. I don't think this is really in your best interest. I think that's going to just bind you up more in this situation for those of you who are feeling tempted in that way. I do think this person is somebody you have to be live to, okay, with it coming up in the shadow like this. Like, this is somebody who doesn't have the best of intentions. This person might also be very impulsive. You might feel they're reckless at times, that they have a tendency to create a lot of drama around them or create a lot of messes in your life. They might push you, you know, they might be very pushy, especially with it coming in with that 8 of Clubs. They might want things to move forward really quickly. Anybody that's not giving you space to feel out if something's right for you, if you do want to open up that door to them again, and is really just like abrasively like and persistently pushing you, you're best off cutting your losses with that 6 of Spades, okay? Because I do see that this person can cause further turmoil in your life. All right, so that was the initial download. 9:20, we are getting into the shuffling, and I will have timestamps available for you all. Okay, a lot of times I do get channel messages coming in as I'm doing the shuffling. So if you wait until after this plays out and you access those timestamps and you skip ahead, you might miss a message, but you know, it's your read and it's up to you how you receive it. Okay, so let's dive in and let's see what is coming up for Aquarius Collective, Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Pluto, or loaded 11th house for the month of February. What experiences await Aquarius Collective? What will be at the forefront for them? What opportunities lie ahead of them? What is their best course of action to achieve the most fulfilling result. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the 6 of diamonds. Okay, so this is like, don't fight the flow. This is about getting into situations where there feels like there's reciprocation, where there's give and take, where there is more a meeting of energies as opposed to one person having all the control in the situation. So this is very much about your best way forward is to really seek the balance in all areas of life, financially, in your connections with others, and the choices you're making in terms of your health, all areas. It's kind of your theme, you know. And whenever you're feeling like things are heading into sort of like a gridlock position, or things are getting dammed up, the energy's not flowing anymore, use that as a signpost that, oh, okay, maybe I need to look within for a moment. Maybe I need to kind of like take a little space and figure out where are things out of balance and what can I do to address that situation. So let's see what is coming up of the Aquarius collective in terms of where they're going to be at in February, just how they're going to be feeling, what's most going to be on their mind. Okay, got a card there, so I'm going to take that. All right, what is coming up for Aquarius collective in February in terms of their finances, their values? How will the money be for Aquarius collective February? What's going on with the money picture for Aquarius collective in February? Ooh, all right. You got something to address there, okay? Really important. That is coming up as a shadow aspect, all right? What is coming up for Aquarius collective in terms of communication in February 2023? What is coming up for Aquarius collective? Okay, another shadow aspect is a crossing influence. So some kind of challenge to overcome, and especially with communication coming in, I feel like that's highlighting the message that came in that initial download for you, all right? Overcoming that tendency to want to like teach somebody a lesson, all right? What's coming up in terms of the home? I'm going to let that be for that category there. What's coming up for Aquarius in terms of the home? There's a light card that showed up while I was talking about that, so we're taking it for that category. It's covering what's crossing now, all right? What's coming up for Aquarius in terms of the home front in February? Okay, another shadow aspect. There's some stuff to overcome. There's some challenges you have, okay? And this is also coming up as a crossing influence. So there's really some things that I think have been left unaddressed for too long. This is the feeling I'm getting. And I feel like you've kind of felt overwhelmed a lot. And so in some cases, you've just like, I'll deal with that later, one thing at a time. So maybe you've swept a lot under the rug, and now it's sort of like a buildup of things that need to be addressed. 13:33 on the clock when I said that. I think this has caused some stagnancy in your life. It's caused some challenges in your life, but there's help, there's support for you overcoming this, all right? It's just a matter of you really like getting focused. That's what I'm feeling. Getting focused and just kind of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, doing what needs to be done. What's coming up in the area of romance, earthly pleasures? All right. Oh, okay. Okay. You got a blend of shadow and light there. I'm seeing like this image. There's like a devil on one shoulder, an angel on the other, and you're like kind of ping-ponging back and forth. I think passions are very much at the forefront of this tug of war you got going on internally there. We'll dive more into that. All right. What's coming up in the area of work routine for Aquarius collective in February? All right. Another shadow aspect, man. What is going on with you guys? What is going on? I mean, sometimes operating out of the shadow can be delicious, but you know, maybe there's some work to be done, and maybe looking at more of the bright side too. Some of this might be related to just like heaviness, just being frustrated, tired of facing challenges. Maybe it's thrown you a bit more into your shadow nature, and there's a need to kind of start to shift this perspective. We'll see what that's all about, okay? What's coming up in the area of love, committed relationships, unions? Again, another shadow. Whoa. Okay, lock. Whoa. a lot coming out here. A lot. Okay, you got a lot going on in the love department, all right? And I mean, I kind of sense that just from how everything opened up for you all. A lot coming up there. That's a loaded house for you. All right. The seventh house is a loaded house for you. That's Libra's house. Potentially, there could be something involving Libra. There could be something involving some kind of legal process too. I say that because Libra represents justice in the tarot, okay? But there's already some players on the board in that section, so we'll talk about that, okay? What is coming up in the area of sex, death, transformation, the occult? You know, that Scorpio energy. Woo, okay. You know, leave them exactly as they came out. Again, a lot of crossing influences. You all are at the crossroads. You're at the crossroads. And I think the choices you make this month are really important. And a lot of them are going to throw you into this place of having to choose, do I act out of the part of me that has learned the lessons, that has grown, or am I going to be tempted back into old ways of operating that I know aren't in my best interest, and they never really tend to work out in my favor, and yet I can't deny that I'm still tempted to go there, right? So there's some piece of this coming in. Let's see what's coming up for you in the area of travel, expansion, spirituality. What's coming up for Aquarius in February in terms of travel, expansion, spirituality. Okay, we got quite a few coming up there too. Earth signs figuring prominently from what I'm seeing so far in your situation. So I think there's a lot coming up around an earth sign that you've been dealing with. Okay, let's see. And what's coming up in terms of your career, your public image, your public reputation? That flew out rather quickly. Okay, I think you're coming out of a place of indecision about that area of life. I also feel like you're turning something around. Maybe there was something that you feel kind of like gave your public image a blow, or maybe you felt like the way you were presenting what you have to offer in the work arena was just it was a little off. It needed some tweaking or something. I feel like you're turning something around in that area. Okay. What's going on for Aquarius in terms of friends, community, networking, you know, their house. What's going on for Aquarius? Okay. All right, something to look at there. What is going on for Aquarius in that 12th house, that place of what's hidden enemies, the shadow? What's in need of transformation, karma? What is coming up for Aquarius in that 12th house? What's coming up for Aquarius in terms of that which is hidden, the subconscious, karma, hidden enemies? Woo! Whoa! Woo! All right. You're putting somebody in their place. I got that pretty strong. All right. We do have some shadow elements involved there, but we got the light acting as a crossing influence. So I'm excited to dive into this read. We will do like an overarching theme card, clarification if I need it. I don't know. I don't often do, but if I do, we'll pull something out. 1939 for the read. We're just going to jump right into it, okay? So this is you. This is where you're going to be at. It is coming up in the light, okay? So with the 3 of diamonds showing up here, very evident that you're very focused on work right now. You're focused on what you're building. This is where you're putting most of your energy. You're also looking at equitable working situations. You're looking to make your life work easier. You're looking to connect with people who actually are on the same page as you so that you're using your time and your energy efficiently and in a way that actually feels supportive. You're tired of dealing with challenges when it comes to working things out with other people. You found in the past that you've been dealing with some complication when other people were involved in the mix. Maybe there was even some complication at work, some hassles at work. Maybe things weren't really flowing smoothly as you would like. There could have been some like, human resources stuff to like sort of sort through. Maybe there was a bit of something that just didn't feel fair or equitable that was happening on the work front. I'm getting that some of you really felt like you were being overextended, like a lot was being expected of you on what was supposed to be more of a team effort. And so there was some ironing out that needed to happen with that. I feel like you're still kind of in this process of figuring out, how can I make my life just work better? How can I make my life work more smoothly? And you're really looking to build something. I feel like there's something new that you're looking to bring into your work. This is a new idea that's in development. I feel like you're working with other people on this. It's a collaborative effort. This may be something that you want to build for yourself. Maybe you've been inspired to head in a new direction or strike out and try something very different. And you're connecting with some other people on this. And I think that you've been trying to find the right people to work with, and you're actually starting to link up with those people that, they're on the same page as you. And so it just flows. This is a really good card of starting something where you're building something from the ground up. You got help involved, and it's progressing. It's progressing at a nice rate, and there's cooperation here. And so it feels really good. And I think this is like your central focus in February as you move forward. You're really focused on your work, what you're building right now, how you're investing your energy, and what people you pull in on this, what people you choose to work with. And I think this certainly extends to all areas of life, even in terms of like your friendships. Like some connections just work, it's natural. There's a nice flow, you see things the same way, you're able to be on the same page about things. And other connections are like all work. It's just constant challenge. There's always some hassle to like push through. There's always some misunderstanding. And I think you're just wanting more ease and flow in your work on all levels. And you're not wanting to invest your energy in anything that requires you to like work too hard to make it happen. It's almost like you're paying attention to how the energy flows in your life. Where is it working and where does it get stuck? You're really looking to discard anything that like dams up your energy so you're not able to move forward in the way you want to. I see progress is what you have on your mind. And I think progress is what you're going to be doing as you move through this month. You're going to be progressing through this month. You're not going to be like staying at the same spot as when you start this month. You're going to see growth, and that's everything to do with you aligning with the right people, to develop this with. All right. So that's a very positive message to open up. Now, you have a shadow challenge in the area of finances. And this is the Ace of Spades, and it is coming up in reverse. So this is actually a good thing, I feel. There was something that was hidden in this situation, okay? We see the hidden title there. But because it's in reverse, this is being turned around. So something that was done in the dark in relation to finances, this could be, somebody who's been kind of like skimming money off the top, or otherwise sabotaging in some way, maybe, blocking potential business prospects for you through, saying unfavorable things, just creating gossip, maybe out of a sense of competition. This can also be a matter of somebody stealing, somebody's stealing on the job, doing something unethical, a bookkeeper skimming a little bit off the top. This can also be ways that you've been draining your own finances because you've kind of been checked out. You've been doing a lot of just sort of frivolous spending, mindless spending. you haven't brought a lot of awareness into this area. Maybe you just kind of got into this pattern over the holidays and you haven't broken out of it yet. And I feel like if you start to really look at your finances and where your money's going, you're going to spot something that you weren't able to see before. And once you spot this, you're going to be able to rectify this matter and get your finances back on an even keel. But there's definitely something that needs to be looked at here. There's something that you haven't been paying attention to, and it's been a drain on the finances. And with it being hidden, it very well could be that somebody has been taking money that's not theirs to take. Somebody is ripping off or using for money. These are all elements that can come into play. I also got a hit just with the Ace of Spades. We have to look at the area of death, and this makes me think of inheritance. This could be that there's been some kind of legality, something's been held up around an inheritance, maybe because something has been hidden, maybe somebody has been unethical in this situation. Maybe they're trying to take more than their share, or they're trying to contest a will. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing, but when people pass, a lot of times the greedy side can come out of people when there's assets to divvy up, and it's a shame that that happens. But either way, there's something that's been happening here with the finances that hasn't been looked at, and I believe it's been hidden. And something is coming to light and you're seeing very clearly, okay? You might be angry when you recognize this. You might really want to do something about this, I really say, like, hold your horses with this coming up in the shadow aspect. I don't encourage you to address this situation when you're in a heated state, because it could turn out very poorly. Okay. Somebody could seriously get in trouble, if they try to approach this matter when they're feeling very heated about it. You don't want to go and, get yourself a ride to the jailhouse. Okay. So chill out a little bit. All right. Calm down. Now that you got this information, forewarned is forearmed, okay? And think clearly about how you want to handle it. But something that has been keeping you at a disadvantage financially is being exposed. And this is going to allow you to turn things around and actually do what needs to be done to rectify this situation. In the area of communication, okay, we have the 5 of Diamonds coming up in the shadow, okay, to the 6 of Diamonds coming up in the light. So I do feel like, again, here's this message. There was somebody that was kind of like cut out of the picture. There's somebody you iced out, or they iced you out. One way or another, somebody has been kind of like blocked out of your life for a minute now, okay? I think this is something that's been very painful. With that 5 of Diamonds, it could be these two things could be connected. It could be that you found out that a friend was ripping you off, or a lover was taking advantage of you in some way, or a relative financially, this really upset you, and you blocked this person off. You could have felt used by this person. This could also just be, it was a very one-sided connection. Like, you felt like you were doing all the giving and you were always left kind of empty-handed. There wasn't real reciprocation here. I think a lot of times you felt kind of like, I'm getting like rejection in this situation. Like, you felt rejected just because this person never made you like a real priority. Something happened here that caused a lot of hurt and caused somebody to go cold. I feel like cold verbally, and also just like really cold in terms of just cutting somebody off. You may have even been living with this person and you might have kicked them out, like, hit the road, man. I don't have time for this. Okay. It may have seemed very harsh the way that was done. I feel like this is coming back for a review. I feel like you're going to hear from this person. I think since being cut off, this person's had an opportunity to look at things a little bit differently. They've seen your perspective a bit. And I think that they want to approach you to try to work things out, kind of balance things out with you, okay, with the 6 of Diamonds here. In the case where somebody did take advantage of you financially, you may be surprised that They actually come forward and not only want to try to balance things out, but also want to pay the debt. Like they want to give you the money that they took from you, that they owe you. And this offers an opportunity for you to move forward. There is some kind of reciprocation here, so I do feel like there's communication. I do feel like you're kind of hammering things out with each other. It will be up to you if you want to move forward in that connection. I do feel like this person does have a desire to work things out with you, but with this 5 of diamonds showing up in the shadow, I would be careful. Are they really wanting to work things out with you because that's what they genuinely want? Or are they trying to work things out with you because they're in a rough spot and they want you to rescue them? All right. And they're kind of playing on your soft spot. So this is something that only you can determine. You know your history with this person. And I do think in this matter, it's important to take history into account. That just seems to be coming forward very much in the forefront here. All right. In the area of home, again, we have a decision to make. It's crossing influence. It's coming up in the shadow. We got the Joker in reverse, and it amazes me the way these categories, they often feed one into the other. And look at the dollar signs here, okay? I think that, again, there's something that happened here on the home front. Maybe somebody you were living with, they took advantage of you financially. They kind of played you for a fool. You felt like a fool. I feel like you're wanting to turn this energy around. You're wanting to turn the tables on somebody. This could also be a case where, you feel like it's a joke what's being asked for in terms of how much it costs to be able to live in your present situation. You're tired. You're tired of spending so much to live in something that, really you're just paying somebody else's mortgage. You don't own it, you know. This is starting to make you feel really foolish. You feel like you're just like flushing your money down the toilet, and you are, We see that opening up, you're really looking to invest in what's going to work for you long term. You're trying to build a new foundation for yourself. Maybe you found out that the foundation of your home, needs some work. This is going to cost a lot of money. Maybe you invested in this property and now you're kind of sitting there going, oh my God, this is a money pit. This is a money pit. For me to like make any profit off of this, I got to invest so much dough in this to even get it, to a place where I can even turn this thing around. Okay. I feel like, there's something going on here at the home. For some of you, you're ending a relationship, a live-in relationship. This is rough. You feel like somebody's kind of coming out on the better side of the deal. You're really strapped financially. You feel like your security's been really rocked by this split up. And so this is something you're sorting through. But there's something that is really kind of like making you feel like you should have made smarter choices, wiser choices. It's something that's affecting you financially on the home front. I think a lot of you are wanting to move out of your present living space. You're wanting to be in a different living space. One of you may be dealing with like a roommate situation. This roommate is like always like they're eating your food, they're dipping into your shit. They found your stash, they're costing you money. This person is a bit of like a kind of like a freeloader kind of energy. You feel like they're taking advantage of you. You might be just about ready to kick this person out. You're kind of tired of their shenanigans. They might even be somebody who like parties really late at night, they kind of live that nightlife and you're losing sleep. It's disrupted the peace around your home. I think you're really looking at these matters in terms of home. And some of you got a neighbor who's a real pain in your ass. Maybe you have like one of those homeowners associations you have to deal with. They have a problem with the trees. They're always like complaining about something, and it's all stuff that in order for you to rectify it, you got to dole out cash. You're sick and tired of dealing with it. So you got some choices to make on the home front, what you need to do to make your situation feel more equitable for you and for it not to be such a financial drain anymore. I think you're really thinking a lot about this. Okay. Now, in terms of romance and earthly desires and pleasure, we have the Ace of Clubs. It's coming up in the light, okay, to the Four of Spades, and that is coming up in the shadow. So, what I'm getting is that you're horny. You're horny. I feel like you have kind of like been on pause for a minute with the Four of Spades coming up in the shadow. Maybe you haven't had any action for a while. Maybe things have kind of gone cold in the bedroom, you know. You're ready. Like I feel like you're ready. You're ready to get down, man. I think you're in a space where you're feeling, you know, you're feeling yourself and you're ready to get to feeling somebody else, but you feel like you're kind of dealing with some blockage. You feel like nothing's really going anywhere, or maybe there aren't really any options coming in. This is something that's been frustrating for you. Yeah, I'm just, I mean, I'm getting blue balls energy. I really am. I'm getting blue balls energy here. Maybe you have a friend too. Maybe you have a friend you feel like they're a bit of a cock block. Like they're always kind of like, you know, they're always like inserting themselves in your situations. Like maybe you got to stop telling this person about who you're interested in because it's almost like there's a little bit of a competitive vibe between the two of you. I think that there's something going on here. You're feeling a little frustrated, but with the Ace of Clubs coming up in the light, I do see that this is the month that your dry spell ends. I think you're finally going to get some action. Okay. So whether you're single and ready to mingle, or whether you're, you know, in a relationship and it's just been kind of like a dry spell for y'all, I see that's going to turn around. All right. I think you're going to have a lot of good, you know, sexual gratification going on. I think that you're connecting with somebody that you're really attracted to. I think there's an opportunity for some kind of new beginning to explore options, and that this is going to feel really good to you. It's going to free things up. You know, you're ready to have some fun. I think your fire is kind of coming back after a time where maybe you felt kind of depressed. Maybe there was something you were grieving or something you were getting over something. Maybe you were even sick for a while, you know, maybe you got really sick and you were sort of run down. You didn't have a lot of energy. You're finally like getting your energy back. You're getting your vitality back. You're getting back out there. And there's some kind of new beginning that comes in that lights your fire, turns you on, gets you excited for life again, feeling enthusiastic. So that's a good thing. All right. In the area of work career. Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny? This is why I like to combine the two decks, because you opened up the fifths, the three of diamonds in the light. This is your focus, like trying to make things work better. And in the area of work and routine, you got the same card, the three of diamonds, only it's coming up in the shadow. So clearly, this is what you're looking at in February. You're looking at how can I make things work better? How can I switch things up so they actually work for me? And I think this has everything to do with your schedule. You're revamping your schedule. You're doing things in a new way. You're really looking at the people you've been working with, seeing where you need to shift things in the dynamic. Maybe in some cases, even bringing some new people in, getting rid of some others. There's something that's shifting here. You're also thinking about how you can streamline things. How can I work more efficiently so maybe I have some time to actually enjoy all this fruits of my labor, you know, instead of it always being about just nose to the grindstone. So I think you're in a place where you're trying to find some balance in the area of your work and routine. I think your health is also very important to you. I think you're going to start to put more focus on this, and you're really approaching this from a holistic angle. Maybe you're looking at some alternative health methods. You're trying to find balance, mind, body, and spirit, and you're trying to make room in your life so you have time and attention to focus on all of these things. And Ted is very talkative about that. So this might also have a lot to do with some communication, you know. He says yes, communicating with others to help them get on the same page as you. Do you need to go outside? Oh, okay. He's giving kisses. All right, here you go. Go ahead, go outside. Yeah, I mean, and with that to go down at that time, just the way it did, maybe, you know, maybe there's somebody that's like, hey, we're great friends, you know, we get along well, we have fun together, but we just don't work well together, you know? So maybe there's somebody who like leaves, you know, leaves that realm of your life, but there's no hard feelings about it. It's just you recognize we're different people. We work differently. We have different objectives, you know. Something gets hammered out though, and it looks like it works out in the end because this is what your focus is as you're moving forward into February. All right. In the area of love, and this is like serious relationships, committed relationships. It could even be in business too, but this is more like Libra's house. So it has more to do with like love unions, marriages, serious commitments, things of this nature. This was really loaded for you. You had a lot come up here. And everything came up in the shadow. So I see this is a big area of challenge for you. You also have a crossing influence coming up here. So we're going to like look at these cards and then I'll go into it with you. Okay. So you have the 5 of hearts coming up in the shadow. You have the Jack of diamonds coming up in the shadow. That is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a very slow moving energy. It's also a very stubborn energy. It's a materialistic energy. This feels like somebody who really kept you on hold for a long time. They kept promising, maybe promising commitment, maybe promising that they were going to follow through, that they were going to be at their word. They kept like putting something on the table to you, making some kind of offer, you know. I think it led to regret. I think you're also having a hard time letting this go, you know. It's turned into a bit of a stuck energy with that 5 of hearts operating in the shadow. Behind that, we have the Jack of spades. This is also coming up in the shadow. This is your energy. These energies are facing each other. All right. They're squaring off. So you're squaring off with some earth sign energy, strong earth sign placement in the chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this has everything to do with being hurt, you know, feeling really hurt with the 5 of hearts. Maybe you feel like somebody created some kind of heartache in your life, some kind of interference in your life that caused you some kind of loss. The 5 of hearts often has to do with third party interference, okay? And right behind that, we have the 6 of diamonds, and it's also coming up in the shadow. I think you're dealing with somebody this month trying to navigate this, work through this. I'm getting a few different messages with this. I gotta let Ted back in, so this kind of lets me know you're letting this person back in. I feel like it's for communication purposes to hammer things out. You might have, if you're in a marriage, this could have to do something with, you know, maybe you're in the process of ending your marriage. You're trying to hammer out financial agreements with each other. You're not on the same page, like at all. You haven't been able to come to a fair agreement. This could also be in relation to custody and to visitation. If you have children, in a case like that where you're in a serious relationship and you're splitting up with each other, I believe it has to do with a third party interference. Earth sign energy strongly factoring in there. Also with that Jack of Spades, even though it's your energy, Aquarius, I also feel like we've got to bring in all air sign collective. So Gemini, Libra coming in there too. I feel like this is like at the forefront right now for you all. It's really something that's going to be on your mind. I want to get clarification there on this one for you guys, because that's a lot of shadow to overcome, and it seems like you're kind of embroiled in this. It's really difficult with the 6 of diamonds showing up in the shadow. It shows that there's not real cooperation here. And where it may appear that way, you know, people like, oh yeah, I want to work it out, I want it to be fair. No, they're very much invested in their own interests in this matter, and there's a lot that's coming in here financially. So let's see. I need some clarification for Aquarius on this. Kipper, just give me one card, something that makes it really concise. What kind of guidance, further guidance can you give Aquarius about this love drama they're dealing with here? It's likely related to a third-party influence. Maybe this third-party influence was also very strongly monetarily motivated. Mature woman, okay? Mature woman in the main frame, all right? May have been the one that was, you know, monetarily motivated. Let's just get some clarification. All right, got one clarification here. Courthouse. Yeah, some of you are in some kind of legal proceeding in relation to a relationship. Some of you are going through divorce proceedings. Some of you are trying to hammer out agreements with your baby mama. You know, maybe you've been split up for a while. But you share a child, you're trying to work out custody agreements, all of that. Bottom of the deck, you know, main female. I feel like the main female is the issue here. There is like third party interference in this situation. There may also be some bad health in this situation. Maybe somebody hasn't been doing well. I'm getting bad health in terms of like, I feel like mental health is an issue in this situation. Somebody is really struggling. And the finances are at the forefront too. Okay. Somebody is really depressed over this situation. So I do suggest like getting some kind of support in navigating this. You know, might be very helpful to have some kind of mediation or counseling come into this situation. I want to just do a cut of the deck here with the Kipper on that. Look at this. Thief came in, main male. All right. There's something going on here with the finances. There's some kind of manipulation going on with money. Maybe somebody's taking advantage of somebody financially because they know they're not in the best of health. There's some manipulation going on here. Could be a woman factoring strongly in that situation. Got earth sign energy on the board. Again, you know, there's some earth sign energy you're dealing with, and it's causing issues. Oh my gosh, got sentience. There's something that needs to be hammered out here. It's causing problems, and you do need to be aware of being taken advantage of financially, right? If you're planning on marrying somebody, and maybe you've suspected that maybe they're just in it for the security, I really encourage you to kind of, you know, this is where you kind of like act out of pocket, but it protects your interest. Just, you know, see what they think of a prenuptial agreement, and then that'll give you the answer to your question pretty quickly. Okay. In the 8th house of sex and death and transformation, we have the 3 of hearts. Okay. It's coming up in the shadow. Third party interference coming in very strongly, largely sexually motivated. Okay. We have the 9 of diamonds. It's coming up in the light. Whew, okay. And we have the 4 of diamonds. It's coming up in the shadow. You got a very strong message here. You got third party interference, and somebody has their eyes on your money. They have their eyes on your money. They are all about their security. All right. You need to be live to this. It's coming up repeatedly in your reading. And this shows you 9 of diamonds. Maybe you got some kind of inheritance. Maybe some kind of money came through for you that put you in a really financially stable position. Maybe you've built or accrued some kind of wealth of your own. But this is very appealing to somebody, and they're working you. They're working you. Somebody is working you to try to get a cut of what is yours. All right. And you need to be very mindful about this. I think there's some kind of ending you need to bring in this situation. I am, just because it showed up in the house that has to do with death and transformation, I am picking up big like inheritance vibes around this, or maybe like a retirement plan that got cashed in, or 401k, something like this. Okay. Somebody has designs on what's yours. This is a third party interference in your situation. They may use sexuality to entice you. Okay. This is something you need to be aware of. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated. In the area of travel, expansion, spirituality, you have the Two of Hearts. It's coming up in the shadow. Okay. This is your crossing influence. And with that, we have the Three of Spades. It's also in the shadow. Who do we have here? We got Earth sign energy again. Okay. This is the Jack of Diamonds. This is somebody who keeps promising, we're going to move forward. It's going to be beautiful. I'm investing in you. I think that this is somebody that you've been very attracted to. They are somebody you're very drawn to. You feel an affinity with them. You may find them very attractive, very enticing. Okay, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You've been waiting for this thing to move forward. Maybe you planned on going on a trip together. Maybe it's something you've talked about. There's not good intentions here. With the Two of Hearts coming up in the shadow to the Three of Spades also in the shadow, this is something that won't end well. Like you can wait around forever for this energy to deliver, and it won't. And there's almost this piece of like, there's almost like a little bit of satisfaction that this person gets out of keeping you on hold, you know? It's a little bit of a power tripping vibe I get. This person is actually really content with where they are in their life. Like they're not really wanting to move forward with you. It's just sort of like one of these matters of they kind of like having that like upper hand of you waiting around on them. Maybe you have a history with this person. Maybe they feel you really hurt them in the past. And so for them, it's sort of settling a score. But where you were planning on moving forward with somebody, you know, where you thought things were going to progress, I see you, you know, not moving forward with this person. It feels like it's out of gridlock. Okay. I think the best thing to do in this situation would be for you to invest in yourself, you know, invest in yourself. And, you know, maybe it would be good for you to go on that trip anyway, go on your own. Maybe you need to go out on your own for a while, kind of explore and open yourself up to new energy and kind of do what you need to do to get over this person. It's interesting because you have Earth sign energy factoring into your read so strongly. Here we go. We got PR. Okay, this is Earth sign energy again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. In this respect, though, in terms of your PR, your public image, how other people are viewing you, I see this as a really good sign. I think that your business is going to be growing. You got some really innovative ideas and you're putting them into action, and they're going to produce a tangible result that will have you laughing all the way to the bank. I think that your image is in a good place. Like the PR is really good. I think you're also really building a brand for yourself. And I feel like your brand is something that's very solid. It's very stable. You're getting to be known as like the trustworthy source, you know, for what you offer. And you've built up a lot of respect. So I think that you're going to be doing very well. You've got a very strong presence. I feel like online is an area you're expanding into, and you're seeing a lot of success with that. And it's really generating more revenue for you. And I see you moving forward. It looks really positive there. Okay. And you may have an Earth sign energy that is factoring into that. Maybe you're partnering with them and and they got some really great ideas, and you're seeing a lot of expansion. They might be handling your PR for you. Okay, so look to a good sign. A good sign, or this would be a good person to go for in terms of like any kind of public relations, PR, managing your social media, somebody with a strong earth sign placement, or somebody who's already operating on that level, a businesswoman, may factor in strongly, really just helping you revamp your brand and taking things to another level. Now, in the area of friends and community, we have the Three of Spades, and it's coming up in the light. So I feel like there's been some kind of falling out, right? There's been some kind of separation. There's been something that happened within your friend group, your social circle. Maybe you had a relationship end that's put you in an awkward position. You know, sometimes when people separate, there's that odd, place where, some friends go with one person, the other friends go the other direction. 55 on the clock when I said that. But with it coming up in the light, I feel like you're getting to the other side of that. You might even experience some healing within your friendship circle. Maybe things were kind of blocked before. There was no forward progression. Things were sort of stagnating on hold. And now you're coming out to the other side. Maybe there's an opportunity for things to get back in a good place again, maybe getting on the same page. I think you're going to be doing some healing, in some of your friendships and your social circle, and you're moving out of this time of feeling that heaviness and that sense of loss, and just feeling hurt, and actually getting to a place where things feel good again. Now, in terms of karma, we got the Ace of Clubs coming up in the shadow. We got the King of Diamonds coming up in the shadow. There's that earth sign energy, and crossing it, we have a light aspect, and it is the Four of Diamonds. All right, so I think you're closing a karmic cycle. It feels like it was a sexual connection with an earth sign energy. Again, there's this feeling that maybe there was some complication, something that was compromising for you in the money department. You might have felt like this person was just using you for money. There is also something here that was kind of like a little bit shady. I feel like this was like a sexual connection predominantly. There was something that caused complication, though, potentially to a relationship. Could have been a third-party interference. So I feel like there's cleanup work you're doing around this and the complication it caused. But you doing this cleanup work, it's actually preserving your security, all right, with the Four of Diamonds. And you move away from this instability and this drama to a much more positive place, okay? So let's get you one final theme card, all right, for what's really important to you in February, Aquarius. One final theme card. Pretty wild how much earth energy is like factoring into your situation. You got some earth sign energy you need to resolve things with, okay? We had two come out for you. Yep, look at this. False person. False person. And look at this. It came up in reverse. Despair. All right? You're turning the tables on someone. You are settling a score. But I think you're going to be smart about it. All right? Don't act out of your lower nature, right? You don't want to go and act out of pocket in such a way that it actually puts you back on that lower rung of the spiral where that karmic wheel rolls over you, all right? You have an opportunity to do this very cleanly. And I get that it's by really calling this person out. It's about exposing it. By you exposing what has been false and airing it out, you move out of this place of despair that you were put in. You turn this energy around, okay? It's like reclaiming your dignity. That's what I really feel. It's like having the strength and the wherewithal to be able to expose this, speak your truth, and cut the cord. That's what I get, because somebody here isn't being genuine. They've been playing games, and it's been a lot of illusion. It could even be a couple, okay? You might even be dealing with some couple that's been working you. Again, I got real third-party interference here, all right? So there's something that you really need to be live here. But I feel like you're addressing this, and it is at the forefront. There's cleanup work to be done here. But if you do this cleanup work, there's a beautiful gift that comes out.